everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Josh also does a lot of stuff for SportsMapHouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all our content here at SportsMap HOU. This week, Aaron Wilson reported that Nick Caserio was unwilling to trade the number 2 and 12 picks for the number 1 overall. That's according to league sources. Back when it was thought the Texans were taking a quarterback at number 2, Josh, that was a foregone conclusion. A lot of Texas fans would have thought that asking price was too high. Is it too high now that you know you're not going to get Bryce Young? Is it too high now to give up 2 and 12 to get Bryce Young?
No, I mean, but it looks like that's just absolutely not going to happen. But I would have had a problem with it at the time, like you mentioned, because I imagine the Texans were just going to take the next quarterback that they liked at 2. But if they're going to leave this draft with possibly without a quarterback in the first round, then yeah, I would give up 2 and 12 for Bryce Young, because if they think, and that's also in Aaron Wilson's report, that they coveted him, they liked him better. So if you liked him better, you think he is going to be a quality quarterback in this league, you give up 2 and 12 if you think you get a franchise quarterback out of the deal.
So, okay, let's say Will Levis is still around at number 12. So you, in other words, would rather have Bryce Young than Will Anderson and Will Levis?
Yeah, I actually would, especially considering that the Texans saw him the way they like him. They liked him better than everybody else. So if that's the way they feel, then you give up that extra pick just to make sure you land your franchise quarterback. How bad's it going to look if they pass here and Bryce Young turns into that guy? I mean, how much is that going to hurt Texans fans if he turns into a Pro Bowl quarterback?
Well, how bad is it going to look if Bryce Young gets broken in half and C.J. Stroud is a really good quarterback?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, there's risk. There is a big risk on this quarterback at number 2 or even at number 12. You're taking a big risk at quarterback this year. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are worth all these huge asking prices or even being taken. Maybe Bryce Young deserves it number 1. I don't think C.J. Stroud is number 2.
No, look, I'd be okay with them taking C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson if they really love one of these quarterbacks. It's not Bryce Young. That's fine by me. I'm worried that they're going to trade up from 12 and give up future assets to get somebody like Will Levis. And then when you could have gotten Bryce Young for a similar trade package. And this all comes down to just reminding us that if they wouldn't have screwed up and lost the first pick in the draft, we wouldn't be in this spot. That's what hurts so much, John, is look at the tax you're paying for screwing up that last game of the season.
What a screw up to win a football game.
Exactly.
How could you screw that up? How could you screw that up so badly, Texans? Are you kidding me? What a bunch of screw ups. You even screw up when you win. That's gone, Josh. It's over, okay? We're no more. That's it. We're not talking about that anymore.
I'm living in the past, man.
You got to let it go, brother. Let it go. What we're talking about is I would rather have Will Anderson. I would rather have Will Anderson and Will Levis than just Bryce Young. They have so many. I can't see them giving up a high draft pick for anything right now. They have so many holes they need to fill.
I will say this, John, the counter offer in that article was that Nick offered them the Browns' first-round pick next year and number 2 overall. So Nick was willing to give up a first. He just didn't want to give up this one. We've heard from Lance that this is kind of a crummy draft. So, guys that are going in the top 3 would be borderline top 10 guys in this draft. So if Lance is right about that, then I don't know if Nick needed to be negotiating there. He might have just taken the deal.
We've also been talking about whether or not Trey Lance would be a possibility. Mac Jones would be a possibility. What would you have to give up for those guys, which would be less than you would have to give up for Bryce Young? Certainly Trey Lance is going to go. I would not give up a first round any year for first round for Trey Lance. What about for Mac Jones?
I mean, I'd consider it at 12, but I would rather take a rookie quarterback and grow with them. That's just me. This is going to be a long rebuild. D'Amico's got a lot of years on his contract. I would rather start fresh with the quarterback at number 12. But over those 2 guys, I'd rather have Mac Jones than Trey Lance. Trey Lance just hadn't proven he can stay healthy. And also, if Shanahan's willing to let him go, that tells me a lot about what they think about Trey Lance.
But it also tells me a lot if Slowick and D'Amico want him.
Yeah.
Because they were with him. So they know, even though he's going to give them up, those guys believe in him enough to bring him in. I think that says something too.
Oh, I agree. For Shanahan, it's kind of a bad look, right? For how much they gave up for Trey Lance to just deal him off for a second or third round pick. I mean, that hurts your pride right there. And that almost feels like with the Caserio discussion, it hurt his pride to realize that you're going to have to give up number 12 overall to undo that mistake winning that Colts game. I mean, these are prideful guys, man. They have big egos, so that factors in.